I'm a bicho.
Bicho.
You-
This is
oh
terrible.
man,
How come we can never have a nice, clear open? Hey, you didn't let me know we were
it
starting.
doesn't matter. It's fine. Oh, by the way, this is Straight Talk with
Yeah.
Pros and
Pros.
Con Man
Yeah,
21.
that's us.
That is who we are.
That is who we are.
Woo!
Yeah, all that good stuff.
Yeah. So I don't know.
Are we gonna talk about dating and dating apps or something? Would you say?
Let's. I don't know. Should we just discuss dating on its own, or do you want to do them together? That sounds really inappropriate out of
I want
context.
to do it together. No, actually, I don't. So let's just. I don't. Let's do date. Let's talking about. It kind of goes together for me, though.
I suppose.
You probably have more
Let's talk.
experience.
Let's talk about apps, and then if we have how they relate to real dating, then we'll just keep going with it.
Sure. So, I alluded
Recording.
in a previous recording in Queercast that I went through a very like a slump, or not a slump. It's not. I don't know. A dip. I dipped down, guys. It wasn't a good dip. I was mourning because I was on the quote unquote straight train to Foreverville. I think that's what I called it.
The straight train.
The straight train to the Foreverville. Having not had a completely reciprocated. Anyway, go back and listen to that. And so, previous to actually trying out a dating app, I was looking for all kinds of online community or something to where I could talk about. Oh, he's moving the stick. What's happening? I don't know.
The big old stick.
That big old stick. You messed me up. Anyway, so I was looking for something to where I would be able to connect with people. I was feeling alone. I was feeling just disconnected from people in general. So I was looking for like some sort of community online. I wasn't really finding anything. And it was just kind of deepened my whole depression. So I would try and then I would stop and then I would try and then I would stop. And everything that I would try, it seems like there would be a bunch of like teenagers like trying to figure out their life, which was okay for a minute because I was able to give a lot of people advice and explain terms and stuff like that. But I was looking for some peers. And so I randomly tried OkCupid. That was my first, well, no, it wasn't. It was one of the first ones that I did. I did like, I think it was TWOO. I don't know. Have you heard of that one?
No.
That it tries to be kind of like a social media one, but it was,
God.
I don't know. I didn't actually find any people who wanted to talk about anything of substance, so I tried all kinds of things. But anyway, ended up on OkCupid. Oh, that's what it was. It wouldn't let me filter out the straighties. Yeah. And so I would always get all these like inbox messages, and all of the different sites that I kept trying was like, hey, you want to see my big old penis?
I don't know why, but I almost thought you were going to say donkey.
Want to see my big old donkey? Actually, no, I don't. So it was frustrating. Anyway, so the reason why I liked OkCupid because you can actually filter who can contact you and who can't contact you. So that was the first kind of social media / dating site that I was able to go on and not be harassed by genitalia that I wasn't
That you were
soliciting.
Yeah, but you were ready to see the other one?
Well, I'm not going to say no to that, but that's not where I was. I was just trying to talk to people.
Yeah, no, I hear that.
Feel connected in general. And so I wasn't actually looking for a date. I was just looking for people to talk to. I don't know. So I OkCupided it for a while and actually felt a little better about my life once I started connecting to people. and I was surprised with how bold I was because I'm not a person who, what's the word, initiates things. I kind of like to be chased. I'm very stereotypically gender roles, very typical
Heteronormative.
girl. Yeah. So
Yeah.
anyway, so that was my thing. So it was interesting to see the other side of me, kind of being the chaser and the initiator.
I've never used OkCupid, so I can't really
Well,
talk
you
about that one.
should.
I've thought about it, but I feel like a lot of these sites are just the same people just using different apps.
That's true.
And
Let's talk about that.
especially in this area, it's kind of annoying
It is.
because they're still looking for the same thing, and it's like, well, I saw you on this other app, so if you contact me here, I know what you're really after.
That's true.
So it becomes really hard to know who to talk to
Mm-hmm.
based on like if you've had previous interaction with somebody on another app. But my first dating app and dating site, because I'm that old, where dating sites were more of a thing than apps at the time, because apps didn't exist when I first started exploring
Possibilities.
the possibilities of queer dating and queer culture. I don't even know how I found these sites, to be honest.
The Google?
No, because it was before Google was popular.
Oh, snap.
I think it was like I would use Yahoo, but
brought
like
it way
Yahoo
back.
Personals.
Mm-hmm.
I remember when those were a thing,
Yeah.
and I met one of my friends through them actually, and now he's a good friend. But anyway, I know we met that way, but I didn't really, like you said, it's a small area, and
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I was in college at the time, so it was fine to kind of meet other college guys. But like as I started getting older, the community here for older queer people is just, it's not there at all.
Preach.
And it sucks because sometimes I just want to hang out with other gay people.
Yes.
And I think there's this big aversion from the college age kids to hang out with like someone who's older because they assume like if I say I want to hang out with you, that means I want to get in your pants, and that's not the case. I just want to hang out with someone. Anyway, so I know that there was a site called gay.com. I think it's still around, but I don't use it anymore. It had like a chat feature, and I actually met a guy who I lost my virginity to on there, but we'll talk about that later. Oh my god.
That was a good noise.
This is my train of thought. But that one was, I didn't meet anybody locally from that site. But it was just a place where you, it's kind of like Moves, like where you would post your status or a song or whatever, and everyone would see it.
Okay.
So, you could just go and see what everyone's talking about. And it also had like groups, so you could talk about similar shows.
See, that's what Moves is missing.
I found another site that I left for a long time, and I recently started, and I hate the name of it. It's called Manhunt. Right? They sound so bad. And but that one was definitely more of a hookup based one. Like they like to say that they were like dating as well, but like the login pictures were very suggestive of hookups. Like, it was just really hard to even like talk to people on there because once again, sex was the central
Focus.
Yeah, it was very sex sells, and it still kind of is. Anyway, I haven't met anybody from there. I think I've just been using now I'm using apps like Grindr, which I hate, but everyone's on that app. That's the problem. There are more people on Grindr than there are on other apps which are better.
Sure.
And so like I'll delete Grindr for like a month, and then because I won't meet anybody, I'll be like, well, let's see if anybody wants to talk on Grindr, and I'll re-download it. And this has been like a thing for like the last year where I'll delete it and then I'll reinstall it, because there are some people that I do talk to on there every now and then, but that one's definitely more hookup based as well.
Mm-hmm.
And it's funny because, okay, a lot of pictures for these profiles are shirtless men or torsos, and then their profile is something like not looking for sex. And it's like, so why are you
Right. Where's your
propositioning
smiling
yourself this way? Like, the presentation is all wrong if you're not looking for sex.
Right. Where's your smiling face?
And there's a lot of profiles that will say, oh, I'm a friendly person, and yet I can't even get a hello back. And you know what? That's fine. If you don't want to talk to me, just be like, oh, you're not what I'm looking for. Even if I'm just looking for someone to talk to, I understand, like, the idea of possibly more happening, but if you put friendly, you better be friendly, okay? That's all I'm saying. I can't even compliment somebody because, like, sometimes I just really like a profile picture. Like, it looks really good. Or there's something about a person like, hey, this is cool. Every now and then I will get a thank you. But a lot of times it's just nothing.
Aw.
But it's fine because, you know what? It's a compliment to you. I'm not trying to get in your pants. I'm just saying, I like your hair, or, this is a good picture.
Apps in general. You get the people who come on and they say hello. And for me, this is me. I'm kind of a little bit stuck up. I'm a little bit of a snob. And so if somebody just says hello and that's it, I'm really not hugely interested to entertain you. I mean, I will, more often than not, I will say hello back. But then I feel like people are just like waiting around for me to like, okay, so I had to say hi to you, so now entertain me. No, I didn't sign up for this. Like, if I'm contacting someone, I'm going to, especially on moves, we can talk about moves, or on any profile or whatever. I'm going to be looking at their profile, seeing what they're into, and like, you don't have to write a big long essay to me, but just like, hey, I noticed you are kind of nerdy and you'd like to play video games. I saw you play Mass Effect. I played that too. Or, hey, I've never played it. Tell me about it. Like, something small to give me something to go off of. Like, why should I be interested in you? Just hello is not quite enough. And then you get people who are like, hello, hi, how are you? I love you. You're my favorite. Let's do all this sexy talk right away.
Yep, both ends of the spectrum.
Right. And then there's some people I just was not interested in. So not that many people new joined. So I kind of went back down into the slump and I'm like, ugh, gosh, what am I going to do? I'm not connecting. I'm all alone. Okay, great. Fun. So I remember it was probably like 1 o'clock in the morning and I was like, okay, I got to keep basically fighting for my life here. And so I searched again on probably just the app store or something like that for like lesbian or gay something apps. And I've done this a million times, checked out her is lame, checked out POF, and it's a POS, and because
that's great.
That's a total hookup site, and most of the folks are not in my area. A lot of the really cute girls and whatever seem to live in the cities area 2 hours away.
I know, but still, like,
so I mean, yeah.
I feel like people are still worried about the fact that they're gonna get outed, and like, honestly, what am I gonna do? Like, I'm gonna see your picture and I'm gonna go to everyone in my town and be like, oh, do you know this person? They're gay. Like, I'm not gonna do that. I don't give a fuck,
I kind of feel like, because I've got so many dating profiles that's not even cute. Like, just about all of them you can think of. I've got it. I've got my face on there. I got my, basically my name on there, and like it's me. You cannot. It's whatever. I feel like if people they come across that and they see that I'm, a gay female and doing all my goodness and mercy. Yeah, I get really good. I don't know what I'm saying. But if they see that and they want to feel like they need to tell other people, then I guess that's their prerogative. I'm not going to be like, right. Oh my goodness.
But then there's also the whole like, well, why were they on that site?
Yeah, exactly. Especially on sites where I know I've blocked the straighties.
Yeah.
Then other people are going to come on there and see me. Okay, well then you see me. And if I get some incidentals, and I know there's been a few incidentals with people from this area that know me, who have seen my profile, but I don't know. I didn't really care.
It's like, oh, well, you can't play it on moves because there's restricted stuff. So you have to like go to actually YouTube, and it's like, well, that makes it not very accessible.
True.
But I mean, it's a good start.
It is a good start. it's way better than just a dating app. Even though some people use that as a dating app and they're like, well, how come you're on here if you're not looking for someone to date? It's because this is not a fucking dating site.
It's not. No. When I had first started using sites and apps, I was nervous about using my picture because I was scared. You know, people
True.
2 seconds after me, and I'm like, "Oh, can I have your phone number?" Because that's easier for me. And it's like, no, I'm not comfortable with that because I barely know you. I don't want some stranger having my phone number.
Right.
And then they'll keep pushing. It's like, stop, or I'll just stop talking to them because they've crossed the line. And after they cross the line, it's like, well, I don't owe you. You know,
fancy podcast thing we do, but I wonder if other people know of any really good online communities, good sites. Like, I want to hear other people's stories about their social media shenanigans and their dating site shenanigans, what's happened, what has worked, what does not work for people. I think that would be really great to be able to kind of collect that information.
Yeah, and also maybe like what kind of things you would like to see in an app that maybe aren't out there right now.
Yes.
Because I think that would be good. And then, you know, maybe someday somebody will create something like that.
Right.
Not that I know how to create apps or anything. I'm just saying, like...
Well, maybe we can even get people to start thinking about, you know, Moves is relatively new.
Yeah.
So I feel like they're slowly expanding it. So it would be nice to just unpack something that already exists.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't know. Who knows? Moves might shut down in the next whenever.
Yeah.
Who knows? I don't know.
I feel like a lot of people use it, though. Except there's just a lot of people overseas.
Yeah, not in our area.
The closest person for me is like, I think 50 some miles away.
Yeah. I think there's a girl that
Actually, let's find out right now.
Right.
Let's see how close this person is.
I think there's a girl who lives in the city's area, probably.
Nope, not Discover.
But there's
users.
Yeah, there's never anybody
around me. Oh, there's a 23-mile one. That usually never happens.
Oh, snap. Somebody new joined.
39.
But I think what happens is people join the app sometimes and they're like, oh, nobody's here. And then they leave. And I'm like, dude, well, if everybody is doing that, like, you guys stick around. Salamanders. That's probably more that I have to say, but I just don't ever know what we're talking about, so I don't come prepared. We should probably pick for next time.
Yeah, well, I guess we just talk about trying to date in general.
Okay, then we'll talk about
the dating lifestyle.
The dating lifestyle next time, and I'm gonna come with some stories for y'all.
Ooh. Oh yeah, I suppose it would be good to get some good and bad date stories.
Oh boy.
I don't know if I have.
Well, maybe I won't tell. I don't know who's gonna be listening to this.
No.
Anyway, so we'll tell some stories or some general stories or something about trying to date in the Midwest, Strauss area.
Gay dating.
Gay dating is the thing for me. I'm not out, but I'm trying to be. I don't know what I'm saying.
Anyway, we'll catch you next time.
Bye.
Bye.